Yeah, it was a point of emphasis this week. We brought some pressure early, created more one-on-one situations with the front, and then tried to mix it up. Show pressure, play coverage, and the guys got on edges. They did a nice job. We knew we had to get after the quarterback. Yeah, I'm very proud of him. He's been battling a minor injury, and his practice time has been limited. But he's a talented guy. He's instinctive. He's got good pass rush abilities. We're going to need that from him, moving forward.
To win your first game as a head coach at Virginia Tech, dream school, what does this mean to you?
Yeah, it's awesome. It just feels good to be 1-0. And I'm just so happy for the players, for the staff, for the fans. I mean, you saw it, right? The students were there an hour before kickoff. The place was packed despite the weather. So, this was a good win for the entire program.
You mentioned you wanted a clean game. You wanted to put the ODU game behind you. How do you feel like you guys did that? Just a few, maybe five penalties, no mistakes. How do you feel like you guys did in that category?
Yeah, I think we took care of some things that were obviously a thorn in our side last week. We protected the ball. We attacked the ball, big turnover to start the game, set the tone, and we minimized penalties. There's probably still a couple out there I'd like to have back, but we made them earn it, and we have to be that type of football team. We got to make people earn it. We got to make enough plays to score enough points.
Brent, as dominant as you were defensively, when BC scores its only touchdown, it's a one-score game, and yet you immediately countered. You hit the deep ball to Caleb and then ended up scoring a touchdown. How critical was that drive to get back in front by 2 scores?
Yeah, that's what we didn't do last week. The offense taking the reins and converting, and a heck of a catch by Caleb and a great throw by Grant, to extend that drive and go down and score. I mean, that's exactly what needed to happen, and that's what good football teams do. That was a point of emphasis all week. We had an opportunity on both sides of the ball at Old Dominion to win it, to close out the game, and we didn't handle it. So it was good to see tonight.
Brent, you touched on the cleaner performance tonight. How confident are you that you can now go into this next week of practice and kind of build on this and have some consistency for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you gain some confidence, but it doesn't change, what we emphasize and the details and the accountability, and we got to keep preaching that message. And we got some good leaders on this team. We got some old heads that get it. And, they didn't stiff-arm it last week. They didn't make excuses. They really embraced it and owned it, and that's why we got better from it.
Looked like Blumrick was a lot bigger part of the game plan this week. Was that did you want to have an intent to get him the ball more often or target him more often this week?
Absolutely. Yeah, we discussed it in the locker room last Friday night. And you saw what he did tonight. He's a big, long athlete with good ball skills. He can do a lot. And, I wish we'd been able to convert the double pass, but he did the right thing there at the end and tucked it. But he's a talented guy. He's got to be a big part of our offense.
And you've talked about James Franklin recommending to you to sort of soak it in. Did you take moments today to soak it in when you were out there?
Coming out of that tunnel, just listening to Enter Sandman, and it was good. It was awesome. But really, at the end there, when the victory was clinched, I actually pulled the trigger early. There was 2 seconds left, and I was sprinting on the field, so that was on me. But that was pretty cool.
Brent, the tackling early in particular, I mean, it didn't matter. It looked like if it was open field or close quarters. What do you attribute that to? I mean, this early in the season to tackle as well as your guys did.
Yeah, tackling's a lost art, and I credit Chris Marv and the defensive staff. They really put an emphasis on it. They got the guys triggering and no hesitation. We were running through those guys and cutting them down, and it was good to see. We got to keep that rolling.
Can I ask one more real quick? Just Keyshawn. I mean, he had the touchdown run, and then we didn't really see him. Is he okay? I mean,
yeah, he's got a minor injury. It'll be day to day, but I would expect him to bounce back from that.
Brent, do you feel like the guys were maybe playing with a bit more pride and a chip on their shoulder, I guess, given what happened last week?
Yeah, I think it was that. That it was a terrible feeling, right? And the only way you get rid of it is to go win a game. I think it was that, and I think it was Lane Stadium. You know, those guys, you know, we showed a picture of Lane at night in Thursday's team meeting and shut the lights down. And, I mean, it's a powerful tool. And, you know, it's a great home field advantage.
And then obviously to be 1-0 in the ACC, obviously none of those games are easy. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, that feels good. You know, 1-0 is the goal. And it'll be the same thing this week. Doesn't matter, you know, conference, non-conference. We got to be 1-0, and we got to keep getting better. We got to keep improving. There'll be plenty to correct on that film in the morning.
Brent, how much of what we saw today from the defense was schematic as far as them executing what you wanted them to execute, and how much was it just them getting off the ball and just playing football?
I think it was a combination of both, and that's what you want. You know, one kind of feeds the other. You got to play on edges and be able to get home, but you got to show different looks and present, you know, some disguises and personalities to help those rush guys. And I thought we did a good job of that early. I probably didn't do a great job in that third, late in the third, and in the fourth just kind of got stalled a little bit. But I think the guys really pinned their ears back and got after the guy.
Can you talk a little bit about Grant's play tonight and how much his improvement was this week from last week?
Yeah, he was great all week. First of all, he's steady, he's confident. I thought he, bounced back really well. He managed the game. He made good decisions. And when you have a quarterback that'll do that, and he made some nice throws, in some big moments. So I think it's a great game for Grant to build on.
Brent, what did you think of your pass rush? 5 sacks tonight. Obviously, a couple of your younger guys as well, Cole Nelson and C.J. McCray, adding sacks themselves.
Yeah, it's going to be important. I mean, the question you ask yourself every week is can we rush 4? Can we get home? Coach Price does a fantastic job with those guys. We have to be able to do that. It makes it tough on the offense when you can rush 4 and put pressure on the quarterback.
And then Jalen Stroman, I know he's not listed as a starter, but he seemed to get the reps almost as a starter. What have you seen from him that seems to, for you to be so comfortable throwing him in there in almost any situation?
I do consider him a starter. He's a starter in our nickel package. Chamari goes up to the nickel, and Stroh comes in, and he's really put together a nice camp and a start to this season. I think our confidence in him I expect to grow and grow.
Brooke in the back of the room.
Hey, Coach. It's late. Y'all still doing a Sunday practice tomorrow?
Absolutely.
All right. What is the first thing you want to see out of that correction period?
Yeah, we got to be. We got to own those things. Just because we won the game, we can't. There can't be a lackadaisical attitude in making the corrections. We've got to keep improving. We got to keep developing guys, and all that happens. It starts on Sundays.
Anything specific from today without looking at tape?
Nah, not right now.
Let's go here to the second row. We'll finish with Andy.
Coach, you forced a lot of 3 and outs tonight. You mentioned the early pick. How important is that for you guys to constantly get the offense the ball back and just get a good field position?
Yeah, you want to give the offense as many touches as you can, as many opportunities to move the sticks. And, I think the field position tonight, the drive start battle, we won. I mean, Peter did a great job kicking the ball, but those 3 and outs helped that. They don't merit a first down, and a punt, we get pretty good field position. But it makes things easy, especially easier when you don't have a lot of depth. You don't have to play extended series. That played to our hands tonight.
All right, thanks, guys. Have some players coming up.
Appreciate y'all.